And then what I did is, of course, without knowing what the stock market means, right?
Yeah.
I stand behind the remisier and I just want to get involved. I just want to trade something. So I'm looking at the screen, so I simply point to one. It's like
Wow.
having inspiration. It's like, oh, this counter. Okay, let's try that. Let's buy. I don't know how much I buy, maybe 2,000 ringgit. That's what I did. That's what I did. And then eventually, I continue to try to treat it like a casino. And I even borrowed like 5,000 from my parents.
Wow.
Yeah, I was still studying, no money at the time. So now my parents give it to me. Woo! Wow, you see. Wow. So
but did you lose a lot? Did you?
I don't have anything left.
Okay.
Eventually, it's all habis cha lah.
Habis cha.
Before we begin the podcast, have you gotten your free ebook? It's called the Build a Six-Figure Portfolio Guidebook. Now, inside it, we share with you the tips and tricks to bring your stock investing skills to the next level. The best part, it's only 10 pages long and it's totally free. Whether you're on Spotify or YouTube, the link to download is in the description, or you can go to www.firl.co/FREE or www.firl.co/free.
Hello, and welcome everyone to the FIRL Podcast, the best place for long-term stock investors. MJ, how are you today, MJ?
I'm feeling very excited because, we've got a guest who, in many ways, started it all, right? He's the Adam. He's the Adam of
the Adam
industry.
He is the real OG of the financial blogging space, webminar, call it whatever you want, but someone that I've been reading passionately since I started working. And good afternoon, KC.
Thank you, John and MJ. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Love, by the way, the piano behind KC is real. For those of you who think it's a virtual background, it is actually not. So one of the quirks that KC has is he's quite an accomplished pianist, for those of you who know him. So I'm going to tease out a little bit more of this story this afternoon. And thank you again for being on our show, KC.
Sure. It's my pleasure to be here. So I've been watching your channel for a while, and then I was thinking, when are you going to invite me on your show? And
we know.
Wow, it's like
do you know why we know? Do you know why we know KC? Because we can see who subscribed to our channel.
Oh, you can see? Oh,
and I believe you are the subscriber with the second or third most subscribers. The first one is this lady who does cooking channel. She has like 40k subs or something like that.
Wow.
So you're the second one. That's why we know that you're watching.
Oh, I see. So this is in fact the law of attraction at work, right?
Yes.
Because I'm attracted to you. Then you get to know me, right?
I've been long attracted to you. We both have been long attracted to you for quite some time already.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd add that in. That's why everything came together in this way.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome, great. So KC, I'm not gonna do a long introduction, but maybe just some context for the audience so that they know who you are. KC actually went to the same uni as me, same alma mater. He was in a different faculty though. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering. And, ever since I got to know him, I don't know or don't remember a day him telling me that he's ever worked in the aeronautical engineering field. So maybe we can start with that. What made you do aeronautical engineering? And did you ever step foot or even hold a spanner to repair a turbine before?
No, definitely not. No, the first part of your question is why do I choose that course, right?
Yes, right.
The short story is that I did very well academically last time lah. Right? I got like a score SPM like straight A. I got a straight line of 1 until like another 2 lah. So it's like all A's. So I was like, gao lah. You thought you are like invisible, you can do anything. So that's what I thought when I was young. So I chose the hardest course in UTM. So I heard that it's the hardest course, and the passing rate is so low. So I want to challenge that. That's my first choice.
I see.
And of course, I filled in a few choices, but that's the first one I got. So that's how I got into it. But when I studied, I actually have no interest in being an engineer. It was just like for the sake of studying. I'm good in maths and physics, so I figured that it would be easy for me to pass because I'm good with those things. So yeah, I did. We passed in quite a not say flying color. I'm like 3.6 something, I think.
Wow, almost close to first class already lah.
Not first class. So there's a top student in my class. He got like 3.8 or something.
Wow.
So he's the person who helped me pass it easily. Yeah.
I see.
Yes,
Study group together with him lah most of the time, I'm guessing.
Yes, yeah. Usually like he did all the very well structured notes, right? So I'll just do revision with him once and we are done. We can go to exam already. Yeah, that's what happened.
Did you realize it in the first year or second year, or what year did you realize that I'm not gonna apply? Did you even attempt applying to, let's say, Aerod or Malaysia Airlines after you graduated? No. In fact, all my classmates who graduated, right, they work in maybe factory, and they work as a mechanical engineer. So it's not as aeronautical engineer. So if you want to go that route, then I will have to go for master or PhD, but I have no intention to go any further. I see.
So because those kind of job, when I search, is mostly overseas, and they require that you have like PhD to hire you at the first place.
I see.
So so we actually have no choice to work in that industry unless we are wanting to work as a mechanical engineer.
I see.
But for my stories is that I always loved music. So my dream was like studying music and doing music full time at that time.
I see.
Young. So I have no money to study in music college. Even that time we have the ICOM in Malaysia. International College of Music or something, right? So it's expensive. It's not cheap. Like to get a degree probably cost maybe close to 100,000 or something. The time. So I don't have the money to study that. So I know that nobody's going to pay for that. You can find scholarship. Probably they will let you study accounting or study engineering or study doctor. Nobody's going to like give you scholarship to study music in Malaysia, right? So what are you going to do? How do you pay back that money? But I never give up. So what I did is I did music at a full-time basis when I was in the university. So that's how I self-study to play jazz and those kind of like pop song, everything, and music arrangement. So at the end of my study, 4 years, I was playing professionally at a hotel lounge. So that paid for my
Penang or Johor?
Johor.
I see.
That time was a Hyatt hotel. It's a 5-star hotel.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, now no longer Hyatt, right? So
it's called something else, but the building is still there.
Yeah.
And were you paid well?
Yeah, I was paid quite well. I play, a night I play 4 sets. Like one set's about 45 minutes.
Okay.
So one set I got paid about 100 something, 100 ringgit. So if I play like 20 days a month, I got 2,000.
Wow.
Just for like part-time job, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you dress up nicely, and then you play in a very nice environment, and sometimes you get some chicks who walks by and they pay attention to you. That's the perks of being a musician. Yes.
Oh yeah. They always swoon for people like who is very talented at music as well. But your parents didn't rush you to go back to Penang and all that lah. They were happy that you were in Johor and all that as well.
No, actually they are quite worried. We studied engineering, and then why don't I just go and find a job, get a stable pay, And coupled with the fact that I don't pay them regularly because because my income is not regular. And I mostly invest back all my money to buy musical gears. I have a lot of gears. Yeah, last time just to do the music arrangement.
I see. That's cool.
That's
what were your early influences on money, KC? I mean, thanks so much for sharing that passion on your music. Then, was that at the same moment where you realized money was actually important, or was it earlier on or before that or after that, after playing for this while, after doing a mechanical, aeronautical engineering degree, then you realize, something's missing, where did your money influence come from actually?
It actually started from the book. I think that book is very influential, still very influential right now, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I didn't stumble on the book by accident. So someone gave it to me. Someone showed me that book and asked me to read it. So that the person name is called Adam.
Okay.
So I lost touch with him. So he's my early mentor at the time. He was very young at that time, like 24 years old, but he was driving a Honda Accord and then playing music with me together in the hotel lounge. So he's like my partner or something. So and then he's doing very well. He has his own dojo teaching, his own business teaching ninjutsu in JB, and he's doing quite well. And then one day he just handed me that book. He said, "This is a very good book." He said, "If you don't read or you want to start reading, then start with this one." So I was curious, right? Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I've never read any other books other than textbook. That's the sacrifice to score all A's, right?
Correct.
So that's kind of the first personal finance book I read, and that kind of like changed my mindset about money. So
I see.
I would say that's the first touching point.
I see. And while you were doing your gigs in a way, right? I mean, today is more common than I think in the past, I think if your parents just looked at it and said, "Oh my God, my son wasted 5 years in uni and then now playing music, what is he doing?" I'm pretty sure you had that kind of pressure from your parents. So how did you take action after reading Kiyosaki's book? What were the first steps that you actually implemented? In a way, what was your first steps actually? Was it more of savings? Was it more into reading as vigorously into investing, or starting out property, or what was it actually? The first actionable steps?
I guess it was more a mindset change. So it's like I want to know I understand what is financial freedom. So that's like the first time I heard of that word. And of course, how to work towards that is not easy. There are so many ways to roam, and we don't know which way is the best to go, right?
Yep.
And I'm still like thinking, I want to do music, right? If music can make that money and I manage my wealth if I can make a lot of money from music, then I can still get there. Invest wisely, buy properties, or invest in stocks, whatever. And I guess that's the big picture. But reality sets in. Doing music is not very easy at the time. And still not easy right now, because a lot of people want to come into the industry, and many of them are talented. And when you want to be, if you're talented, you have to also work very hard, and you also get to be extremely lucky, or you know how to market yourself. So all of these ingredients added together, then a superstar is born, right?
Yes.
And then the success rate is so low. It's like playing NBA basketball. I play basketball, but I know that I'm not going to be an NBA basketball player since from the start, right? But music, I thought I can make it. So I tried for a few years, and then finally, I don't have much works to do in music. So that's when I got recruited to do financial planning. So that's like maybe the second mentor. So he's my uni senior as well. So he's in the industry. So he's still in the industry right now. His name is KC Chong, and he basically recruited me to do financial planning. He told me, "we're going to do financial planning." So went in and do all the training, and the first product I sell is insurance. Yes. So that's how I, really get myself officially in the financial industry.
Okay. I actually love your insurance story. I mean, all the books you used to give, I think three part series, 3 volumes. And then I just want to recap that story here because for me, it was something that really resonated. You had this story of a waitress in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And that's the restaurant that you always bring your clients to discuss their financial plans and their insurance plans. And then one day, the waitress actually sought out your time, and her response was, how much is the premium? I'm synthesizing the story, but how much is the premium? It's 150 ringgit, you said. And she said, it's 150 ringgit, it's fine with me. The waitress responded, but she said that I'm not going to do much, even though she was only earning, I think, about 800, right, KC?
Yeah, ringgit. That's right. That's true story.
Yeah, I know. That's why I love it. 800 ringgit. Please continue the story.
I was also very shocked but very impressed at the time. She just have that. She knows that she doesn't have any insurance, so she wants to get covered because she's riding motorcycle to work every day.
Yeah.
So
The punchline was really, KC said that if you're aci aco about 150 ringgit, shame on you. That's the punchline.
Yeah. And in fact, I've been selling life insurance actively for a few years, at least 2003 to 2010.
Yeah.
So I met a few people also have never got insured. Of course, they make a lot more money.
Yes.
So exactly. There are people who made 6 figures income, right? More than 100,000 a year, maybe a couple 100,000. But he only have a PA, personal accident plan. He said he got insurance. So when he show you, and then it's just a PA plan, a few hundred ringgit a year,
Yeah.
So it's like you go to war with your underwear lah. Unless you're in Sparta movie, 500, the movie's name is called 500.
300, the 300.
300, yes, 300. Then you can go to war with your underwear, yes, with your 6 packs and everything. But in reality, we have to wear our armor, everything, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Before I continue, just want to ask whether my partner MJ has any questions for KC.
Yeah, so so apart from your underwear, I guess what else should we wear?
You have to wear a full armor lah. You have to have your shield and sword, everything. So I mean, of course, the protection. If you plan it well, you can cover it quite well. There are just 5 major life coverage, right? 3D and DHA. I would say 3DHA. That's the easy way to remember. 3D, disease, death, disability, right? And then HA, H is hospitalization and surgical. So that's medical card. And A is the accident. So if you buy only A, then that's the underwear. Then you have to go one grade ahead, get some pants, or singlet, then you get the H lah. And you want to have armor, everything, then you better get covered with 3DHA lah.
Okay.
Now I know.
Yeah. My goodness. Yeah, I'm going to copyright that. So, talking about insurance, right? What is the most common misperception or myth that you see when you were an active agent? What was the common misassumptions that you often see?
Oh.
Yeah. Is it what I'm overinsured? Insurance are scams. The insurance is out to con me. What were the common misconceptions that you had to dispel in your or maybe give me an experience of the worst client that you had to prospect.
That will be easier to figure.
Yeah, worst prospect that you've ever encountered, and the best prospect you've ever encountered.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I think I have a story here.
Please.
I wouldn't say it's the worst client, but it's the worst experience I had. Okay, at that time, this girl, this young single lady, so she bought an insurance through my wife. So my wife also worked for part-time for a while at that time.
I see.
So, and then of course she's not my close acquaintance. So that client. And then that client bought a medical card.
Okay.
So the medical card is like in an investment plan.
Okay.
And then she, I think one day, that's within a year, she went to hospital and she wanted to do a surgery.
Okay.
So there's the surgery is you have to cut a little bit, a lump or something, part of her breast.
Okay.
So and then she called my wife, and my wife said, yes, it shouldn't be a problem. You should be able to claim that since it's not pre-existing.
Yeah.
If it cannot be cannot be proven.
Yeah.
So so of course then she went into hospital and do all the thing, and then, but the problem is the insurance company didn't issue the letter of guarantee.
Didn't issue the GL.
The GL. So without the GL, that means insurance company is not going to pay directly to the hospital yet, right? It's not claimable. So so the patient have to go through the surgery, and she have to pay on her own, then only claim, right? Because this is quite common. In fact, because you claim it so fast within 1 year, so insurance company, they want to investigate. They want to see whether it is a fraud case or not.
Yep.
That's why they don't pay out the money, because once they pay out the money, it's very hard to get it back. So what happened is that since my wife said you can use it, and then the patient, of course, the client is very angry. Said, how come I cannot pay? Okay, so you said you can claim back, then you come to the hospital, and then go swipe your card, you pay for me. So this is not the worst part. This okay. I gotta bring my credit card there.
Yeah.
and then if she talked nicely to me, I probably would have paid it already.
Yeah.
Probably would have paid it already. But her mother was there, and then her mother just keeps scolding me. Scolding
at the hospital.
At the hospital, yes, just keep scolding, say can claim lah, now cannot lah, lying lah, blah blah blah, so just keep nagging. So, and then I was so, we put ourselves so humble, until like we can, let me talk, let her talk to me like that. I feel that, why did I do that?
Well, so, was there a lot of people around at that point in time?
Of course, there are public people, yes. And then we went to the billing department, try to pay, right? Try to pay. So I have a few cards. So I bring the card that I think obsolete or something. I think that's the old card or cancel card. So I purposely use that lah. And then the billing department swipe, cannot go through. Is it decline? And then the mother say,好食驚啦，開嘅啦，累無累何啦。So that's kind of my experience. Of course, and I have no intention to pay for it. So she shows up, I just walk away lah. Then after that we do the claim for her, and then she claimed me back the money. So she got the money back. Anyway,
did she say thank you after all that?
I forgot. So we don't want to contact each other anymore.
Cakap tua kuih gucalin, as they say. Yeah. So for those of you who didn't understand Hokkien, what KC said was how say kia did bolui kai ka liao means young person spend all your money, there's no more money, that's why the card couldn't pay lah. So that's the one extreme. That's one extreme end. What about the other extreme end? Any clients that
we have good in my years of being an insurance agent, there are many good customers, in fact, especially those who are referred by our customer, existing one. So they will refer their parents or their siblings, their friends. And then those are very easy case to close sometimes. I just want the same thing. You just design the same thing and then we close. Maybe we can get it done like 10 minutes.
I
so
see.
we have that. So I guess in insurance industry is more about the relationship of the agent with the clients. Might be more important than technical knowledge. It's more about the relationship, I would say.
I see.
People skills.
What was the most memorable? Because so on one extreme end, you've got clients like the lady. The other extreme end, you've got easy clients to handle. But what was the one that was the most memorable to you? Maybe a case that you took for quite some time before you managed to convince and build the trust, and then after a while, then you get the trust. What was the most memorable?
I guess there's a COI. We call that center of influence. So that we call that the technical term. So that's like your best customers who always refer case to you. So I have these guys. He's a quite successful entrepreneur in Penang.
Okay.
And obviously he knows a lot of people.
I see.
So but whenever he comes to me, he doesn't require my insurance skill.
Oh.
But he asked me to do something else.
Oh.
Like maybe do music for his church, or give a talk to his staff or his students, or he runs some kindergarten in the Penang area. So and then the case will come suddenly sometimes, like a few months. He'll say, okay, I got this friend want to buy insurance. So you call that friend, and then we just meet up, and then you just sign the case like. So when you have a few of these COIs, it's very easy to do business. In fact,
I see.
For most of the successful insurance agent in this industry in Malaysia or wherever they are, they have many of these kind of COI. So if you have a lot of them, it's very, very easy to do business.
I see. Great.
Yeah.
Last question on insurance before we move on. Where do you see the insurance, especially agency models, going forward in Malaysia? I think you still keep in touch with some of your peers, right?
Definitely.
Versus that of the online competition. Because today there's a lot of online, in a way, competition. Yeah. People have this perception that, majority of agents are bad, don't go through an agent, they con people, do everything online. What's your thought process and, opinion about that,
Yeah. There are now, I think it converges. It's like you have two schools of ways to do business in the insurance industry, right? So one is like you sell product that is really good for the customers. And the other one, agencies, some agencies, they prefer to do, maybe they just sell policies that is with good commissions, good for the agents, right?
Correct.
So there are two schools, like two extreme. One is definitely for the customer, and then one is definitely for themselves.
Yes.
And everyone in between. So some do cham-cham.
Yeah.
And I would say they will still survive in their own market. They have a difference because they're serving different things.
I see.
Like let's say you want to buy insurance and you want to buy it cheaply. You don't care about the relationship, the service the agent's going to give. You just want cheap premium to cover your need. Then you can buy online, right? So now the option is popping up. So you have more and more options. So it's good that we can have that.
Correct.
And then those agencies who are still doing that traditional business, they are in fact not selling protection. They are basically making profit from that relationship, like what I have with my COI. So my COI know at that time, I need to survive. He cannot keep asking me to do the free stuff for him, and then I'm not getting paid, right?
I see.
And then those are not my profession also. Right? So my profession is selling insurance. So then he tried to find case for me. So
I see.
You see, so sometimes there's a year that I close a lot of cases just on saving insurance. Saving insurance is not really good for customers.
Yes.
In fact, it's not really good for customers. The return is low.
Yeah.
And if you get return that is higher than FD, is good for you already, right?
Yeah.
It's considered okay already, right?
Yes.
But I still sell a lot of it during that year. And those people who bought it from me, a lot of them, they don't care about the return. They just care about me closing the case,
It's a return of favor kind of thing.
Yes, return of favor. They just purposely let you earn that commission. And then not earning at a loss lah. No, she said that, okay, I pay these policies 10 years and then maybe 20, 30 years, I get back my money, not much loss. But I gain a friend because it helped me in other stuff.
I see.
So there are some agencies who are still doing this kind of business and they will still thrive.
Great.
because some people, they like this kind of relationship, right?
Yeah. Understand. Hey, thanks for sharing that. It's quite a good insight. Okay, so now we move on to your blogging space. Yeah. So I guess your second mentor, KC Chong, also KC, brought you into this space. What made you, in a way, prompted you to start your blog?
It started from, I have an idea to, just have a desire to make some money online.
I see.
And then, of course, this is not because of the mentor. It's I just think that if it's so good to be able to be mobile, right, earn some money from anywhere. So that's just a spark in my mind that I want to do something like that. So I try a lot of things, and then eventually, someone in the web design space, they told me, have you heard of blog? What is blog? That's the first time I heard of it, really.
Yeah.
And then, okay, of course, then I just try to figure out what I can do with it. So I started 2 blogs, in fact. One is in the music space. So it's called Pianologist, and I started it with another friend who is also accomplished pianist. He's still a full-time pianist.
Okay.
And then I also started another blog. It's called kclau.com. So that's where I share about personal finance stuff. So just the thing that I learned in that industry. So the purpose is very simple. I just want to answer some questions or write some tips or tricks. And then whenever, when my client asks for it, I can just send them a link instead of typing all over again. So it's a very simple purpose, just to serve that thing. And then eventually we heard of you can put up Google AdSense and people click that you can get paid for the advertising money. Then that's how I earned my first dollar online. Yeah.
And how has the experience been so far? In a way, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of fans. I'm also pretty sure you had, I would say, haters or whatsoever. How has the experience been actually? Have there been bad, I would say, keyboard warriors that come to you?
Yeah, there are keyboard warriors. We still face it. I think you face it too, right?
Oh, it's common. Anyone on the social media space, I would be surprised.
On YouTube too, right?
Yes,
YouTube.
yes.
I know on YouTube.
Yeah. No, and also a lot of people like to remain anonymous. So when they're anonymous, they don't have a face, then they can say whatever they want.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same experience for you.
It's the same, like when we were in blog, they will use fake email, right? When they post a comment, they'll use fake email and fake name, And then sometimes they will reply your email and say nasty thing. So I faced that before.
Yeah.
And then there was a time, at first, how I responded is that I took it personally. I was so frustrated. I'm doing this thing for you, and then why do you come and attack me, right?
Yeah.
So I feel very uncomfortable, and but eventually I grown past over that. So now it's just a norm to see this kind of thing. And the good thing is that we can choose who we want to serve, right?
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
It's your platform. Your opinion. If people don't align or don't agree, then it's their problem, not yours.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, great.
Sorry to interrupt this podcast. I know it's a little bit annoying, but I want to tell you something that I think can be really helpful to you. I can tell you're really interested in the stock market and want to learn more about it so that you actually know what you're doing, especially when today things are getting more complex and complicated. That's why we came up with the Stock Investing Blueprint, or SIB. It's our signature e-learning program that teaches you how to pick the right stocks most of the time, buy and sell it at the best possible time, and manage your stock portfolio systematically. It currently has more than 10 hours of content and it's growing. You'll also be part of a group of like-minded investors that can help speed up your learning process. To hop on the program, click on the link in the description or go to learn.firl.co/courses/SIB.
If you don't mind me saying this, when you first started, I was trying to figure out your grammar.
Yeah, it's very bad. It's very bad.
I was telling MJ, I'm a very early subscriber of you, but what I did compliment to MJ, I said, my goodness, he has improved by leaps and bounds. Because, and that's my next question. Did the blogging experience actually help sharpen certain skills that you were in a way lacking before?
Yeah, I definitely play music or sing much better than I write. Much better. Yes. But I'm getting paid more to speak and write. Do courses. So, this is just funny how things turns out. So, I'm a Chinese educator.
Yeah.
And we speak more fluent in Chinese, in Mandarin, in Cantonese, rather than English. So, even in UTM, we use Malay more than English, right? So, we only seriously use English regularly when we start to step up in the society. And for me, it's actually through the blog.
I see.
When I started to brush up my writing skill. Yeah, so of course I improved a lot, but I'm still far away from those native English speaker,
Yeah.
And definitely, but I think I should improve even more. I say we have to strike balance because our reader, they are not native English speaker, most of them.
You're right. Yeah. Precisely. Yeah.
And then I've got comment from people who are very good in English, maybe English teacher or foreigners. They say, okay, your writing still sucks. Right? Even I still receive it. Maybe the last comment, maybe last year or something. After publishing so many books. So we always in a dilemma. We say sometimes I think if a word, I need to check dictionary for that word. And I'm an A1 student in SPM. English A1 student. Well, I thought there'll be 99% of people will be checking dictionary for this word, right? Yeah. Then why do I make life hard for them? Because I just want to convey the message, right?
Correct. And I think that's what I enjoy about your writing because it's very simple. It's very to the point. Obviously, in the beginning, grammar was a little bit all over the place, but then you convert the message. What's important is to convert the message. I mean, if you were given a choice to write in Hokkien, I think you would write in Hokkien also. Right?
Will you say that the number of people, the type of people are, what other characteristics do you find most of your readers? So you mentioned one just now, which is they are their English is not their first language.
Yeah.
So what other things do you see that's quite common? Maybe is it mostly male or they are a certain age? What do you see? What trends do you see in your readership?
In fact, all over the place though. So I have retirees written to me, and I also have very young students who wrote to me too. So it's all over the place. So really cannot put But according to the stats, from the Google Analytics, everything, male still a little bit dominant, maybe 55% of them are males. I guess most males want to talk about money, right? They are more concerned about money, I guess.
Good segment into this leading question. So when male audiences and female audiences what are the common themes that they like to ask or interested in? And what are the diverging themes that you see more dominant in male that are not so dominant in female? Sorry. Yeah.
Really
so that means if the males will talk about maybe loans. I'm just throwing out topics loans or investing, and then whereas the woman will talk more about savings, security, security of the investment, guarantees, or
Yeah,
do you see?
you're probably right about this. I mean, women are more conservative, usually.
Okay.
So, but also all over the place,
Okay.
Sometimes you also get females asking, how to trade the market, how to make some money in short term. So you see.
So there's
for the male, we are trying to asking them, hey, don't trade a lot. You have to do value investing, buy good business for long term.
Okay, great. Next, I want to MJ. Any further questions?
No, it's good.
Okay. So there's one system that you helped created called the money automation system. I find it very unique. Yeah. Can you share with the audience about why did you create it and what was the objective of creating it actually?
The main objective is that on personal finance, right? It is more about the EQ part. If you want to be successful, right, you have to be able to save money and invest and accumulate a good sum of money at the end. It's more about the EQ part.
Yeah.
So when I come up with the money automation system course, so the course is basically teaching people how to systematize things, systematize the way, the method you manage your money, so that you can take out the emotion part, and then it's like you make a right decision, then you just keep it running and don't look at it. Then you will eventually get there.
I see.
So I think that course is just basically about that.
I see.
So talking about setting up all kind of automation, right? How do you save automatically? How do you make a spending decision automatically?
I see.
Yeah.
Do you find that discipline very difficult to inculcate in most people actually? Because it sounds very simple, but actually it's very hard to implement because of the emotion.
Human nature, right? Human nature.
Yeah.
Human nature. And I think come back to it, right? After so many years of learning, I think it's about a person's view. How long can it see things? Like a lot of people, they make short-sighted decision.
Yeah.
That's why they cannot delay the gratification. So I say, if it boils down to it, discipline issue is about how long can you look at a thing, a decision. So I guess as we get older, John, I don't know how old are you? Are
we
you
were
over 40
almost
already?
the same age. Yeah, we're almost the same age. Because 1979, Chik Kau ni.
Oh, you're a little bit younger than me. MJ is like 80 something lah, definitely. 90 something. Whoa, so young.
Hey, Gabriel,
you have a
even
bright
younger.
future. You have a so
Gabriel is
bright future.
Yeah.
As I age, right, we kind of look back and we know a lot of our stupid decisions back then.
Yes.
Right? Because we are so short-sighted. We never think 3 years, 5 years, 10 years ahead. And now we wish that we can go back and make the decision differently, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's the point down to it. That's the word, and that's the thing that I learned also from reading this book. Just want to introduce it to everyone.
Sure, please.
This one. Invent and Wonder. Jeff Bezos.
Oh, nice.
I think you're reading these too, right? Probably.
Not yet. I just followed him on his latest Blue Origin flight, and now the debacle about whether he's considered an astronaut or not. Because so I don't know whether you're following that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So can you show the book again so that our
this is the book. So this is the collective of his writing. So he writes for the shareholders. So
correct.
There are a lot of his shareholders' letters in there.
Okay.
So and a lot of the theme he just repeating is long term. He's like whenever he did make a decision, business decision, whatever decision, it is 3 years at least ahead.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a story that he said he wrote it himself. He said someone came up to him after a good quarter with the Wall Street interview or things like that. He said, "Congratulations on your quarter." And then he said, "Thank you." But what he actually thinking is that I bake this 3 years ago. It's not this quarter. So that's how he actually convey the long-term thinking. And I think it's very important. That's how Amazon is built. Wow.
Yes. And I'm glad you brought this up as an example or parallels to how we manage our own finances, because this short-termism, the non-delayed instant gratification is I think even more pertinent today, KC, because it's so easy to buy things. You've got Amazon Prime, you've got Shopee, one click, and then in the US, you stayed in the US before, right? So it's like Amazon has these buttons. I like really salute. You just press the button, then the Coke will come the next day.
They really can chow.
Yeah, that one really salute.
Sometimes when you want to go to sleep, and then you when we were in the States, right, you figure, I forgot to buy this thing. So you just grab your phone. It came tomorrow.
That's right.
We really cannot live without Amazon.
Yeah,
I tell you, really, it's true.
It's true. I don't know whether they can introduce a Shopee Prime or Lazada Prime in Malaysia. I'll be a subscriber, to be honest. Okay, great. Talking about segue into from savings. Before that, of all the clients, either insurance clients or your online course clients, right? What do you think is the biggest barrier for them to actually start on this journey? What's the most common, I would say, blockage for them to start this investing journey actually, or savings journey?
I think it's I would say the biggest obstacle is that they don't know what they don't know. Maybe this is the biggest one, because if you are interested in personal finance, if you want to learn about investing, you will sure find us, right? You will sure find FIRL, you will sure find kclau.com.
Correct.
But for those people who still don't know us, they still don't know that they need us, right? So that's the key I want to point out. I think that's the biggest barrier. And since they don't know, since they don't know the concept about financial literacy, if you know this, it makes your life so much easier. It's like climbing a mountain, and he doesn't know he's climbing the mountain. He's just walking around, and then one day when he's old, he finally realized, I have to get to the top. Also, these are the people who are really in a very hard situation, right? When it is too late for you to know about this.
I love that answer. MJ, any questions before I segue?
No, I'd say actually relating to that, why do you think that it is so, what do you think is so low in terms of the awareness? Don't talk about the knowledge or the technical aspect of things, but that's one. And then the second one is that, how do we even solve that, honestly? Or at least make it less bad than it is,
Yeah, I wrote it in my book too. Wow. Advertising time.
No. Don't worry. You got selling time later also. You can sell now, you can sell later also.
This is the latest book I published. So I wrote about this. I think this is the purpose of me to fill the gap too. Financial education is not something formal that we learn. And we learn a lot about mathematics. We learn trigonometry, right? I've never used it after secondary school, I think.
Pythagoras theorem, still remember?
Oh, what's that? And then I'm very good in calculus. And now I cannot do any calculus at all, because we're an engineering student, right? Engineering student, you use calculus every day, right?
Yes.
In university, 4 years. And these are the things that we learn. We took so much time to learn. But we never learn about money which is everywhere. Everything is related to it. And I wish that it is something, if it is not a formal subject, at least you make it one of the topics in maths or in whatever it is, like kemahiran hidup or what.
Yeah. Living skills.
Yeah. So even like people learning accounting, so you learn debit, credit, but why didn't you learn cash flow statement, net worth statement, all those? Why do you learn debit and credit? Do the ledger. Oh.
Gabriel heard that, Gabriel?
That's what happened in Malaysia. I've been in many countries as well. So that's why people call it conspiracy, right?
Yes. Do you think, right, that part of the reason is that actually even within the personal finance space, there's so much disagreement. Like should you have that? Should you not have that? Is saving money important or not? Should you go for a stable job? Should you not go for a stable job? And so it's almost like, let's say you teach one version, and then let's say in school, right? Maybe the teachers themselves might not even be comfortable teaching. Like if you say credit card is really good because it can help you build up your credit score, let's say, and then you just pay consistently, and that is not bad. That might rub people some way. So already on the base level, there's so much disagreement on it. Like, what do you think of like the fragmented views in finance? Because I think that contributes partly.
Yeah, there are also many school of thoughts, right? Some people say you have to clear your debt first before you think about investment, right? And so there are people who want to pay off their mortgage first. They want to pay off everything before you don't talk to me about investment. I'm like focusing paying off my mortgage, right? So there are many school of thoughts, and I think the understanding is based on your literacy in personal finance. And in fact, there's a very good module in financial planning, whether CFP, RFP, or what P in Malaysia. If you can study that course, module 1 almost always is about time value of money, right? So I think a lot of people, they thought they are experts, but they don't understand time value of money. That's like the basic language when you talk about money.
Correct.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people, they just write on the website, do YouTube video or whatever, and then talk about their view on that thing, but you don't even understand the language and you come and talk about it and become an expert. I think that kind of spread a lot of misconception too.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense, because if you see now, a lot of people because with COVID, right, a lot of people like to complain about spending 5 to 10 ringgit on delivery fees. And they feel like it's not worth it.
Exactly.
So that's a very good point.
That's a very good. Actually, just to emphasize what KC said, also MJ. One of his book examples, many of his books as examples, he brought up this example about car wash. So he put a story where he said that you can actually wash your own car, but then if your hourly rate is 1,000 ringgit, would you wash your own car? I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. Those kind of relations to time value of money and the proper grasp and application of it is so real. Yeah.
That's true, that's true.
By the way, I washed my own car last time.
Kiam siap ma.
No. It's for the different reason, right? I think the first car I washed myself is the Honda Civic because it's new. So I want to feel the car, right? I want to feel the car because maybe you touch somewhere, the car design is like that. Okay, touch it. Right? So what happened to me also, when I have my Mustang in US, so I ran it out during downtime when I'm not driving, right?
Yeah.
So I block a certain date that I have to use. I block it, and then the rest of the day I rent it out. So it's very popular during summer. So because you can take down the roof.
Yep.
And when the renter return the car, I have to clean it for the next person. And then to clean it, you get people to come and clean it. Then it will cost more than the rent itself.
Oh my God. Okay.
Because it's not full-time employee, right?
Yeah.
And if I drive to a place to wash, and if I have to pay like $10, and then I have to drive it there, spend the time, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually faster. I clean it myself.
I see. Yeah. So you do all that math in your head before you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an example, right? So you have to know your time cost, whether it's worth it or not, right?
Yeah, precisely. Great answer. Now we move on to your investing and your investing styles. So from when you first started as a financial planner, insurance planner, has your investing styles evolved? Meaning, did you start off with property or unit trust or what's it? Can you take us through that journey if it has changed or it has not changed?
Oh yes, definitely. It changed a lot. Right. I wish I know what I know right now when I was like in 20s.
Yeah.
So I sort of like went through a lot of yun mong lo lah, you say lah.
Yeah.
So the last time after reading Robert T. Kiyosaki's book, you always think about you want to get properties, like properties the right game to go into. First, we bought the properties, the first few as fast as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to a point that you cannot borrow anymore. Or the capital is required is too high, right? Because 70% LTV, you have to count with 30% of the down payment. And then later on, when I was in the insurance in the financial industry, so I also have a unit trust license, so I invest in unit trust. Then later on, we realized that unit trust takes a lot of costs because actually we are making the money as an agent. Yeah. And the best part is the trailing commission. Every year you got paid because of that AUM management fees, right? So once you know about that, then you say, oh, this is really not really beneficial to people who can actually invest easily, right? There are so many good companies in the world right now. And so eventually I just point out to, there are just two places I'll invest. First is property when I can borrow money. Right? If you cannot borrow money, if you buy property with cash, it's basically not profitable at all. Not say not profitable, the return is low because without the leverage. So if you can borrow money and you're young, if you have long-term horizon, you can borrow for 30, 35 years, then properties probably is the first you will go into as a young person. And then as we age, we like to have liquidity as well.
Yep.
And now I'm just looking at business. So it's either my own business or other people's business, right? So other people's business will be stocks, stocks, right? So, so the first thing I look at is, when I'm investing in my own business, that money is pre-tax. You see, when my business make money, so the money is still in the business. So if I spend it wisely, this money no need to be taxed, right? Then when it comes out to me as my personal money, then it's already be taxed. So when we tax, then we use that to buy other people's business, and like stocks and everything. So then whether it's got tax or not, then it depends on how good the manager is allocating the fund, right? So
correct.
Yeah, how good are they in capital allocation in the company? So and I think this is very, very much related because we are entrepreneurs ourselves. Then we know we know what is the right thing to do with that retained profit.
Yeah.
And since we know that, and this is the knowledge that we kind of like use to do the due diligence and see how other managers in the public listed company, because whatever they do, they have to declare for us to see, at least in the finances they publish.
Yeah.
So I guess it's after learning all this, then it boils down to just these two investment. I just do these two. I don't know about you. Do you invest in other things other than stocks?
No, right. To be honest, the next question was I will answer that first. There's only 3 places I put money. The bank, just for some emergency saving. I don't have fixed D actually, and the reason why
me too.
I don't have fixed D is because of your book. I really have to compliment it to you because the argument that you put out in your book about if you're already financially literate, you have a good credit score, you settle all your credit cards, what other emergencies do you need a huge amount of money? And I think the lesson that you brought up in the book about using your credit card, you having your insurance and all that, I've already all done that. Even estate planning, all done that. Why do I need fixed D? Fixed D is just no, seriously. Worst case, you just swipe your credit card. It's 20 days, ma.
Yeah.
And that's the like MJ brought up this school of thought. I know a lot of financial bloggers. They like, oh, you must have 6 months of savings. Oh, you must par down your debt. I think I've grown out of that. I think similar to you. I used to pay excess to my housing loan. I never do that anymore. Actually, now today, the more I can stretch I stretch it even more.
Cash out, right? You
I cash out,
right?
yeah, exactly. Refinance and cash out, leverage to the hill, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So that is, I think that's where I only have money in my own house, my equity, some money in the bank lah. So I can't. Okay. EPF is because it's stuck there. It's not because if I can take it out, I'll definitely take it out, right?
Like the iCitra, everything you should make use of it.
Yeah. And stocks, I think almost 95% of my investable net worth, 90% of my investable net worth is in stocks, and 10% is in cryptocurrency. Yeah. So MJ has somewhat similar composition, I think. MJ?
Yeah. It's about, I would say, maybe on the crypto side a bit more, something like 17-18% last I checked. But it all depends on the fluctuation. Sometimes it's
17% because it's like Bitcoin went up.
Yeah. Actually, at the start of 2 years ago, it was only 3% maybe 3-4%. Then it got really big. But then stocks did well. So actually, if stocks didn't do well, the crypto one would have been like 25%, 30%. But stocks also did well, not as fast lah. But stocks also did well. So roughly, you get that amount.
Yeah, I see.
Great. So great that you have very clear. Business people will always either put into their own business or other people's businesses that are run very, very well.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Like Jeff Bezos, I'm pretty sure you're a shareholder of Amazon.
Yes, definitely. I'm just regretted that I was a very late shareholder.
Oh, don't worry, same. I bought it at 1,005 KC. I don't know how much do you buy.
Yeah, I'm about that time too.
Yeah, but double already, ma. So
yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yes. The next question I have is with regards to when you first started. When you started your blog 2006 thereabouts. Versus today, what do you think has changed over that it's more than 2006, about 14 years, 15 years? Mm-hmm. What do you think has changed? And what are the instruments that are available then and today? What are the differences do you see? So, in the past, you probably talk about some insurance savings plans and all that kind of thing. To today, do you see a change, or do you see that it's almost the same in terms of financial instruments for the society?
So your question is about the financial instrument, is it?
Yeah. What was not available 14 years ago, and then available today?
I think it's changed a lot, right? Last time, I think a lot of financial instruments is not available to us, right? Or you have to go through a lot of hurdles to invest in. So for example, like if 20 years ago, you say you want to buy US stocks, it's very hard.
Correct.
Right? You have to, I don't know how you open a overseas account and then you try to find a way to TT your money out there, right?
Correct.
And now make it so simple that anybody can get exposure to S&P 500, right? Just
correct.
Any ETF, robo-advisor. So I think investment, it becomes more convenient and less costly, right? The commissions has come down, and now it's like most of the trading platform don't charge commission or just PD commission, right? $1,
yes.
$2. But of course, we are not seeing everybody is going to invest and get a lot of money. So there are still a lot of failed investors. Although the instrument change, still what make a successful investor is not the instrument. Yeah, it's the temperament. Is about doing the right thing at the right time and knowing what to do.
That's precisely what I wanted to tease out, because even though we have evolved, this is in a way, I think the word I would use is less friction. Last time friction, in a way, there's so much friction. Today is so less friction, and yet the success for an investor still boils down to what you just said. Temperament, the enthusiasm, whether the willingness you want to upgrade yourself and the knowledge to actually, invest better, it's not changed. And yet there's so much resources available. Last time, mana ada, just blog. Last time don't have YouTube. Correct or not?
Yeah.
Don't have YouTube to learn. You want to read about investment, you have to go to a library or you have to buy a book, and then today got people who summarize books for you and all that, okay.
There are tons of material for you to go through, right? We cannot,
Yeah.
we wish we have 48 hours to read every day, right?
Exactly. Great. The next question is because of your experience traveling and working in the US and also now in Taiwan. Do you find there is a difference in between the mindset of the Americans versus the Taiwanese and versus the Malaysians? What are the differences and probably what are the commonalities actually?
Do you want me to talk about the people or do you want me to talk about the financial systems?
No, more about their people. I think financial system is too broad, maybe. Or if you feel that you can talk about that financial system.
Their cultural attitudes towards money, I guess.
Yeah, culture attitude towards money, actually.
Okay. Okay, like in America, like since it's so big and it's so diverse. Actually, America is very diverse.
Yeah.
Like in my neighborhood, there are so many kind of different people. So that like my place where I stay, probably 40-50% like migrant. High-tech migrant, right? From India, from China, from Taiwan, from Malaysia, right? And there are also local people. So different group of people. So I cannot like just slump them together. And
maybe if you see
how
the migrants versus the Americans, maybe what would the
and I don't have close American friend. That's the problem too, right?
It's too short, is it? The duration?
Yeah, the too short. I stay there for like maybe at least less than 3 years. So we can only hear what people says about them. So I really cannot tell on behalf of them, right?
Understand.
So
understand.
I guess it's not fair also like if whatever I say here might not be valid.
Understand.
But if you want me to talk about maybe the banking system, how is it different? Then I know the details. I know
please.
a lot of details.
Do share.
Okay. Like, after going to US and then now coming to Taiwan, and I can tell you, Malaysia's banking system is the best among them.
Serious?
Oh, serious, right? Oh, I mean, for consumer point of view, why? You know why? You say, like in America, we use credit cards, and then we have whatever we want to pay, credit card and things like that. The way is that you fill up the information on their site, and then they come to your bank account to get the money. So it's different, right? So in Malaysia, when you want to pay card, you pay somebody, you pay merchant or anything, you from your bank, you TT money to them, right?
Yes.
And it's free.
Yes.
And it's free. And then you can do limit up to 5,000, 10,000, sometimes more, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So no, this is not common in the US. No, because I guess they have so many banks. They have hundreds of banks. Right? They have 100 banks. So it's quite difficult actually to pay another person. Let's say you want to give them 1,000. So I think most of them they have a few e-wallet things, kind of things, but the limit's like $500. And then the ATM. Talking about the ATM. In Malaysia, your ATM, what's the maximum limit? You can get like 3,000 ringgit.
3,000, yes.
A day, right? A day.
Yeah.
So there, I think it is very hard to find a ATM that has limit up to $800. So mostly like $200, some even $100. Whoa.
So if big ticket items and they demand payment in cash and all that, how are you going to withdraw?
That's why in the US, we always use credit card. Yeah, you use credit card for everything.
I see.
Everything. That's why Square is doing very well.
Yeah.
So, or the merchant, they will take credit card. Yeah.
I see. What about frauds? Because I traveled to the US a few times and thank God I was using my company corporate card. The moment I landed, one day later, Citibank called me already.
Ooh.
Very fast. Because the acceptance for, they like to use magnetic stripes
Yes.
when I was there, 2013, they are
No
not
pin.
no
right?
pin, no EMV. I don't know. In your experience so far, touch wood, how was it?
So far, I don't have any fraud though. Touch wood, don't have any fraud. But in the US, now they make it very safe for credit card user because you can subscribe to, it's like a standard feature where if you use the credit cards, they can send you email or you can set the notification like how,
I see.
when there's a charges more than $1 or more than 1 cent. I set it more than 1 cent, so every transaction I will get notified. SMS, a lot of SMS every day.
Okay. Yeah. What else is unique? So you've got talk about ATM, banks.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's such a compliment to the Malaysian banks.
But
what other things?
But their online system is very good. I mean, the banking online websites, all those features are very well developed there. And if you talk about Taiwan, mostly in Chinese, right? All in Chinese character, and also here in Taiwan, there's something I learned. Something new.
Okay.
Is they can buy a card reader machine. So the card reader is like you can read what do you call that chip? The chip on your IC, chip on your credit card, EMV chip. So you can use that card on your computer and then the card reader. Then you can put in your ATM card and it looks like an ATM on the bank's website. So anything you need to do at the ATM, you can do it at home. Using
I see.
This is something I've never seen before. So quite shocking.
Good, yeah. But people can. But that also opens up another loophole in the sense that people can take that machine and then once they steal your card, then virtually they can do almost anything as well, right? In a way, I
think when you lose your card, it's still very easy for people to use it because here is no pin. You can just tap and pay. So if you lose your card, you really have to cancel it at the first minute. Same in the US. So Malaysia is good, right? You have to key in the pin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then how does Visa waive? Is it still?
It's I think because of COVID, I've not gone to the ATM in the past 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. MG, any questions, MG?
No. I'm just enjoying hearing all these stories.
Yeah, it's very funny quirks because I would have expected the US banking system to be right up there, but
No, I think now I appreciate in Malaysia where you can have your saving accounts, a lot of transaction in your saving accounts, right?
Correct.
This is one thing different in US also. They block you from having more than 6 withdrawal from your saving account
per month.
Yeah, when you have more than that, they will charge you money. Although it's your money, right?
My goodness, all these little how they monetize the banking system, man.
And then they have they make money from fees as well. So you have to have a certain amount of money in your bank so that you don't get charged a fee, or you have to use certain features. So you have to meet maybe 2 out of 3 criteria, depending on banks. So it's kind of different, really different. Yeah.
Great. Thanks for sharing. Probably one of the wrapping up questions is with regards to, your experience blogging, getting in touch with a lot of Malaysians who want to actually invest better, save better. What's your wish list for the Malaysian financial literacy system, or maybe even global financial literacy system? What do you think? Let's just say you are a minister now in charge of, changing the way financial literacy is taught, or you are someone in Securities Commission or Bank Negara.
YBKC.
YBKC. What would you do, to change the landscape and to improve, financial literacy or investment literacy?
If you're really a YB, right? I don't know. I don't want to talk about politics. So okay, let's talk back to the wish list. So if I can change things, so I will probably put a subject, a money study, right? Personal finance as a course, So it's not like a full-length course or whatever, but it can be a subject in school. So you can put it in Kemaran Hidup or put it in your maths, just to learn about this time value of money. I think time value of money is very important. Everybody actually should know about this. But in fact, those people who don't study CFP or IP, they never know about it. CFA, right?
Yeah.
A lot of them don't know about time value of money. I think time value of money is a very important subject to include in the maths, mathematics class.
Okay. Yeah, because if you were to point out one of your biggest financial mistakes, right? What would it be?
We made a lot of mistakes when we were young.
Was it buying a house, a bad investment, bad business? What was it in a way?
Okay. I can think of a lot of small mistakes, but the biggest one, but I also learned from that because of that mistakes. Okay. I have one. When I first eligible to invest in stock, so I think 21 years old. So I was still in UTM that time. So I have a few hometown friends who started to speculate.
Okay.
So of course after they did some profitable trade, and then they just asked their friend to, hey, you can now start Chakopio already. So I followed them. We drove to JB, and then I opened a account with Eng Security or something.
Oh, it still exists. No more, right? I think.
I don't know. I really don't have an idea. So and then what I did is, of course, without knowing what the stock market means, right?
Yeah.
I stand behind the remisier, and I just want to get involved. I just want to trade something. So I'm looking at the screen, So I simply point to one. It's like you're having inspiration. It's like, oh, this counter. Okay, let's try that. Let's buy. I don't know how much I buy. Maybe 2,000 ringgit. That's what I did. That's what I did. And then eventually, I continue to try to treat it like a casino. And I even borrow like 5,000 from my parents.
Wow.
Yeah, I was still studying, no money at the time. So now my parents give it to me. Woo! Wow, you see. Wow. So
but did you lose a lot? Did you?
I don't have anything left.
Okay.
Eventually, it's all habis cha.
Habis cha.
So I guess we learned the lessons. So that's the time like I gave up on stock investing. I thought that it's just a casino. Then the next thing when we touched about equity is when I was doing unit trust. Then I was thinking, we should let the fund manager to do that. Right? Now we go a whole round. We say, don't let the fund manager do that. We do it ourselves. So
it's like one full cycle.
Full cycle. And then now we really realize how stupid we are last time, right? So I wish I know that when I was 20.
But I think sometimes in life it just has to take a full cycle for people to understand. I mean, a very similar, similar journey to me too. I know you have a son, and what advice would you give to parents on how they should pass on, financial literacy or investment literacy to their kids? What age, what activities would you do to encourage them to pick up the skill actually?
Yeah. Okay. What I did to my son is that it's not very strict. It's not very strict. You know why? Because now we are in the stage of spending money, right? So we make some money. We like to spend.
Yeah.
So I enjoy going to good restaurant. And then how do I prevent my son to go there, right?
Yeah.
When I go to eat, I'll sure bring him. And then when you do this, he will be used to living with good life standard, right?
Yeah.
So he's staying in a nice place. I'm not like when I rent a nice place, I'm not going to let him like sleep in some other place, right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of a dilemma too. I think a lot of these happen to us too if you have children.
Yeah.
Right. And what I think important to do is that it's not that rich people is going to raise children that is going to be spendthrift, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not that. But it's important that we as parents, we communicate our value about money, our perception, our understanding about it. So what I did is, we whenever we spend some money, we tell them the reason why we spend it that way.
I see.
Yeah. So I like, for example, like I moved this piano.
Yeah.
This piano is like $5,700
Okay.
when I bought it in the US. So I ship it, I have to spend maybe 1,000 more just to ship this piano.
Okay.
So it's not cheap, right?
Yeah.
So, but here, when I got here, and the piano here, if I'm going to buy it here, the same things will be $9,000.
Oh.
Right. So when we do this kind of thing, we discuss it with my son. So I'll tell him this. I'll let him know this fact. So this is how we make decision.
I see.
Right. And then sometimes when we invest in stock also, because when we go out, we spend money on businesses.
Yes.
So some businesses are very good. Like this weekend, we went to Costco. So Costco in Taiwan, right? So there's something I don't understand about Taiwan. Taiwan's house is so small, like especially in Taipei.
Yeah.
Like my house, if I'm going to buy this, it costs about 7 million ringgit.
Okay.
This house. But it's so small. It's like 1,500 square feet.
Okay.
A lot smaller. It's like half the size of what I have in the US, right?
Yeah.
So and since I'm thinking, me and my wife is quite okay. We have some money to spend, so we stay in a good place. But our place is so small, and if I go to Costco, I'm not going to buy a lot of things because I have no place to put it.
Yeah.
Why do you buy a big roll of toilet paper, all those? Or why do you want to stock all the soy milk? So we are not going to do that, right? We'd rather buy little things. But when we went to Costco here, it's so crazy. People come up with full carts. And people, they take MRT there or they take motorbike there. And then when they go back, they take Uber. And the business is so good. It's so packed. We have to line up from B2.
Oh my God.
All the way up. So maybe 5 minutes to get into it. Although they are not blocking anybody to go in. It's now COVID time, right?
Yeah.
Everybody can go in.
Yeah.
So, and then inside there also, all the people are like packed everywhere, even though there are announcers taking, you have to keep self-distancing or social distancing, but still packed a lot of people. Then that's the good time when I told my son, you see, I don't understand why the Taiwanese can buy so much stuff in Costco. I can understand why people buy so much stuff in US, but not in Taiwan. But Taiwan, they are so big.
Yeah.
Then do you know that there are how many stores in China?
Oh, Costco China.
Maybe 2 or 3 only, right?
Yes.
Just starting. So we talk about this in business. I say, if you have bought Costco share, last time until now, then you're gonna earn a lot of money. So you don't have to do anything at all. You just buy and you just keep. Don't do anything. Right? That's how I just communicate with my son about all this, investing, entrepreneurship, so that he is equipped with that kind of knowledge when it's his time to do the decision.
Great.
But
great example.
That's what we can do.
Yeah. Probably final question for me. And if you look back and talk to your parents today and allay their fears, right? Are they in a way? I don't know whether they tell you this. I know Asian parents very shy when they don't talk about this. But in a way, did they kind of like, are they happy where you are today, or they're proud that their son, while studied an engineer, took a different path and all that? Do you guys, do your parents actually convey this to you?
Yeah, definitely. I think definitely they are proud of me right now. So last time when I was a full-time musician, they were very, very worried. So at the time when I switched, not say switching, I'm starting selling insurance. A lot of people, when your son is working and then suddenly you go sell insurance, they'll say, why you go sell insurance, right? Like for my case, they are happy. Say, oh, you're finally doing something new. So and then of course, I was never in a full-time employment before, so never once in my life. So and then nowadays, they are very happy at what I am right now. So sometimes they say that, hey, are you working or not? Because because when I go back to visit them, right, in the hometown, I would take them for tour, for food, everything. So and then when they visit me, let's say in KL, at that time I will take them around. So and then they saw me at home most of the time, right? So they are kind of like, hey, are you okay or not?
Doesn't compute, right?
Doesn't compute.
Shouldn't you?
Right?
Yeah, shouldn't you be in the office? Busy. As a GM or something. Yeah.
Because they also don't have any idea how we make money, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
MJ,
but they are very they are proud of us right now.
Great.
Since we can.
Happy to hear. Yeah. MJ, any last questions before we give KC time to sell?
No, I want to be sold,
Yeah,
Sell
come.
something.
So, KC, please share with us how can people reach you? What are the, books that I think 6 books, right? If I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I have 6 books published.
Yeah. So how can people reach you first? Most important.
Okay, they can find me at kclau.com. So that's my website, kclau.com, lau.com.
Okay.
And the best way to reach me is actually through email. So if you subscribe to my email list, you will hear from me almost every day.
Okay.
Almost every day.
Okay.
So whenever that's too much, you can just click unsubscribe button at my email. So it's very easy to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spam you because all this information I send to you is relevant to money in Malaysia, right? Whatever it is, investment. So I also do a regular webinar every week. I have that. So if you want to get invited to listen in, then make sure you are on my email list. It's kclau.com.
Yeah.
And this is the latest book published called Money Smart. Money Smart. And you can buy that at Shopee, at Popular. I think they have a discount right now.
Okay.
But you can get something for free, right? You don't have to purchase this book yet, because I have a ebook series that I give away for free.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the website called, can I share my screen? Are you going to?
Oh yeah. Also, I think you provided a special link for us. Okay. Right. Let me. Please share your screen.
Okay, so let me do that. Okay, let me see. Okay, so if you go to, this is a special link for you guys. FIRL. FIRL. Okay. Because that girl, FIRL, right?
Yeah.
So FIRL. So and when you get there, kclau.com, FIRL, it's very easy to remember. So you come here, and I have these ebooks, which is free. You can download it for free. And I give you a challenge. So if you read this book for 15 minutes and you find that you don't learn anything at all and you think it's a completely waste of your time, then you reply my email. You can ask for 10 ringgit trouble fee. So I'll treat you nasi lemak and teh tarik lah. So just take the challenge. Read it for 15 minutes. So if you find it useful, you can thank me or you can do nothing at all. It's okay.
Yeah.
But if you find it not useful at all, then I will gladly pay you that 10 ringgit.
Great. We'll leave the link in the comment section, KC.
Thank you so much.
I have really enjoyed this this session. Something that from the orgy of financial blogging in Malaysia. MJ, any last words for KC?
I just want everyone to know it's more OG, because the way, John, you pronounce it is a bit different.
OG.
It's a bit different.
OG.
It's a bit different. I just want to make sure everyone get the right idea.
This is like urban word, right? OG is like, when did it come out?
It's called original gangster.
Original gangster.
The first.
Wow.
Like the first of the first. Yeah. So it has been an absolute pleasure. I really enjoyed the story. So I think that was the best part. Some of the practical aspects of personal finance, and also what I enjoyed was how you explain, even though there are many different points of view in finance, but there's one thing we can all go back to, which is the time value of money. And I don't think any expert in finance is silly enough to not believe that.
You're right.
Okay, great. Again, thank you so much, KC. We'll leave all the links to the books, to how you reach KC in the comment section. And I'll see you all in the next episode, guys. Goodbye and stay safe.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Thank you.